Call of Duty Ghosts. Just hearing that name brings a wave of mixed emotions for longtime Call of Duty fans. Released in 2013, Ghosts had the unfortunate task of following Call of Duty. Black Ops 2, a game many consider the pinnacle of the franchise. So, Ghosts was instantly doomed by comparison. But when you remove the unfair expectations and look at the game for what it really was, you'll realize Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't a bad game at all. In fact, it was a hidden gem buried under the weight of legacy. The backlash Ghosts received wasn't really about Ghosts. It was about what it wasn't. It wasn't Black Ops 2. It wasn't a sequel to Modern Warfare 3. It wasn't familiar. And the COD community? Well, let's just say we weren't ready for change back then. Ghosts took bold steps in a new direction. It introduced fresh ideas, Extinction mode, dynamic multiplayer maps, new movement mechanics like leaning and sliding, and even a storyline that dared to end on a cliffhanger. Let's talk about the campaign first, because Ghosts delivered one of the most cinematic and emotionally charged single-player stories in the franchise. It was a departure from the global conflicts we were used to. Ghosts focused on a more grounded and personal war. You weren't some faceless super soldier taking down terrorists. You were part of a family, a legacy, the Ghosts. The brothers, Logan and Hesh, their father Elias, and the antagonist Rourke created a family-driven narrative that was intense, emotional, and unforgettable. And let's not forget Riley. This wasn't just a gimmick. The dog was actually useful and added tension and immersion to many missions. The set pieces were wild too. A battle in space, underwater combat, collapsing skyscrapers. It was over the top. Yes, but memorable as hell. People just didn't want to appreciate it because they were too busy comparing it to the branching narrative of Black Ops 2, but that's like comparing apples to nukes. They were doing completely different things. Now multiplayer? Here's where most people turn their back on Ghosts. The map design was often cited as too large or too empty. But in reality, it was a more tactical experience. Ghosts didn't just reward run-and-gun players. It required map awareness, flanking, and actual strategy. The gunplay was crisp. Hit detection was some of the best we've seen. And the customization, massive. You could customize your soldiers' appearance to a level never seen before in COD up to that point. Let's be honest, Ghosts had some of the smoothest mechanics in the series. Movement felt fluid. The time to kill was fast, yes, but it added intensity and made every encounter feel high stakes. People complain about Ghosts being campy, but in truth, the community just couldn't adapt to slower, more methodical gameplay after the adrenaline rush of Black Ops 2. Ghosts was hated not because it was bad. It was hated because it was different. One of the most overlooked features? Extinction mode. While everyone was obsessed with zombies from Treyarch's side of the franchise, Ghosts introduced something completely new, an alien survival mode with objectives, class loadouts, and a progression system. Extinction wasn't just a clone of zombies, it was its own beast. The pacing was faster, the stakes were higher, and it offered a surprisingly deep cooperative experience that required real teamwork. And the lore, actually interesting. You were uncovering a global mystery involving an alien race called the Cryptids. It was sci-fi chaos in the best way, and still holds up as one of the most unique modes in COD history. Ghosts also had some of the best post-launch DLC in the franchise. The map packs brought wild creativity. Remember Fog? A horror-themed map where you could literally turn into Michael Myers with a special kill streak. Ruins let you summon a volcanic eruption. And Mutiny put players in a pirate town. These maps had style, personality, and game-changing dynamics that kept multiplayer fresh. Then there's the weapon and perk system, which doesn't get enough credit. Ghosts gave players freedom. The Pick 10 system from Black Ops 2 was reimagined into Pick 13, and the perk variety allowed for so many unique class builds. You could be stealthy, aggressive, supportive, whatever your playstyle. There was a way to dominate. The weapon balance was solid too. The Honey Badger, Remington R5, Vector CRB, guns felt powerful, punchy, and distinct. Even the squads mode was ahead of its time. You could create and customize your own AI squad and fight against other players. Squads even while they were offline. It was essentially a precursor to what we now see in many modern shooters. AI-controlled progression, and competitive simulation. It didn't catch on at the time, but Ghosts was thinking ahead. But Ghosts' biggest crime? Timing. It launched at the very end of the PS3 to Xbox 360 era and was simultaneously trying to push onto next-gen consoles. That cross-generational gap left it graphically underwhelming compared to expectations. Black Ops 2 had flashy colors and fast gameplay. Ghosts was gritty, grey and grounded. That shift threw a lot of people off, but looking back, that was its charm. Ghosts took itself seriously. It wanted to be immersive. It wanted to be different. And let's not ignore the cliffhanger ending. Rourke dragging Logan away left us all asking, what happens next? But because of the backlash, a sequel never came. The potential for Ghosts 2 was massive, and yet it's still sitting in limbo. That's the real tragedy here. Call of Duty. Ghosts wasn't a failure. It was just misunderstood. It dared to break the formula at a time when the community didn't want change. But if you revisit it today, with an open mind and no expectations, you might find something special. A game that tried to evolve the franchise instead of repeating it. Ghosts wasn't the problem. The timing was.